Welcome back, Joey. Thanks for joining me today.
I'm so happy to join you, brother. You did owe me that one though.
I was waiting for my opportunity for it. Just had to wait for the right time, and it just happened to be the next episode.
We're goofballs. It's okay.
Hey, today's topic is kind of related to current events, some things that we saw in the news that kind of popped out to us and got us reflecting on certain things. And so the title of this is "You Don't Know If You'll Get Tomorrow, So Lead Like It's Today." The current event that popped out to me, man, was the Disney cruise ship, where the dad was on this Disney cruise ship with his daughter. Daughter's 5 years old. She falls overboard. There was some questions on if it was the dad's fault or not, and whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. I think the investigation cleared him. What hit me though is like life can change in a minute, the snap of fingers. His daughter falls overboard without hesitation. He jumps off. He jumps in to go be there to save her, and try to save her. It's one of those things where it's like we always assume that we'll have one more chance. We always assume that we'll have one more time to tell someone we love them, or more time to prepare for something. But without hesitation, this dad knew that this was that chance. Like there was no coming back from this one. So didn't even think about it. I don't know if he was fit. I don't know if he worked out, but he jumped in the middle of the ocean, one place that you'll never find me because I'm terrified of the ocean. But he did it without hesitation. So it just makes me really reflect on, as a parent or just in general, you never know when something like that's going to happen in life. Are you ready for that? Are you prepared to do anything you have to do to protect yourself or protect your loved ones? Because it literally can happen at any moment.
That's that's a fantastic question, and you're right. Are you ready? And we'll get a little deeper. How about the Texas floods? I don't know all the details, but the river, I think it was the Guadalupe River, rose like 30 feet in under an hour. I saw some of the video footage, obviously time lapse, but people just standing there and watching where it went. Can you imagine 30 foot, how high that is? If you were in that river valley, you had no chance. And it happened in the middle of the night. I think 70 lives were lost. So that's what I heard last. Still a bunch of people missing. Even in a disaster, There's stories that, of survival. And there was a lady who they found her 20 miles downriver, Paul, from where she started. She was a young lady. I don't remember her exact age. They found her up in a tree. She had went over, I think, 4 different dams. So
Wow.
she had cars and RVs and refrigerators, and I'm probably butchering it, bounce off of her, but somehow she survived. But do you think she planned on that happening the day before? And how
Right.
and how about all the tragedies? Don't have answers. It really is
That
crazy.
that one is so sad, man. It's like you said, we don't have answers for that. We don't even pretend to have answers for that. Like obviously our thoughts and our prayers are with everybody affected by that. The girl that you talked about, that the lady that bounced off all this stuff and made her way 20 miles down. The same thing as that dad. Like that's you could work out every single day of your life and never be prepared for some stuff that life throws at you. But also, like, it could be the opposite where you're not ready for that kind of thing to happen. Not that ever any of us would ever be ready for something like that to happen, but it just makes you really think and reflect on like, am I drifting through life, or am I treating this like any moment could be the last moment? And then you think about regrets and you think about things that you wish you would have said or didn't say and didn't apologize for, and just I don't know, man. It's the way that this one kind of made me feel is just this deep kind of question of, are we living the way that we truly want to live if this is our last moment or the last moment for someone near and dear to us?
We often, I'd say, at least I do, I take things for granted, but I was just like we were in the movies the other night, my wife and I holding her hand, but what if that was the last time I held her hand? What if something happened and I didn't get to do that again?
It's deep, man. And what if this was the last moment for me or the last whatever this week at some point? Would my kids know I love them today or this week if it was the last time they saw me?
So this one's obviously a little deeper, folks. Current events that we've seen here lately have been, just kind of a wake up call for with Paul and I. We're like, we need to switch gears a little bit on this brief. And so this one might hit a little bit harder, not going to be quite as lighthearted, but my next question, which I often talk about my faith, but am I spiritual ready? I mean, if life flipped in an instant, you don't wake up tomorrow. What I believe, have you accepted Christ as your savior? Are you living for him?
Mhm.
Because you might not get tomorrow. You might think, oh, I
Right.
have time, I have time, I have time. But what if you don't have time?
Yeah, all these things that we're talking about, these incidents and other tragic incidents that you'll see in the news, like you said earlier, no one thought that this would be the case. No one could see this stuff coming. So it really makes you question how are you spending your time and are you being as intentional as you want to be. It's not easy to think about, certainly by any means. It's not fear based. It's kind of a faith based urgency. That question that you just had, like, are you spiritually ready for that? And if we're not, then it's probably time to start looking into how we can do that.
You made a good point there when you said it's not fear based. It can't be fear based because if you're going to develop, a real relationship with Jesus, you can't do it out of fear, but out of urgency. Yeah, it's absolute fact what you said, because tomorrow, folks, is not promised.
And when those storms and those different things of life hit, there's no more time to prepare for it. So really, the only time to prepare for it is now, while we still have the opportunity, as long as we see it as an opportunity.
Those floods, they didn't schedule an appointment.
This one, the diagnosis didn't ask if it was a good time for it to pop up in your life either.
Yeah, I know that one a little too well. And the people, the accidents that we just talked about, they don't wait till those people are ready.
Oftentimes, neither does anyone's final breath or final moment on this earth either. It's not, there's never a good time for it, right? But it never is like, are you ready to do this? Like, most often people are not. You don't see it coming.
So I think it boils down to, like, the real question becomes, are you living with urgency? Or are you just drifting and being comfortable? What does God call us to? It's not perfection. It's not fear. It's presence, repentance, legacy, love, and being ready. And so our Bible verse for today was Psalm 90:12. It's teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. And I did write a little note out of this, so I'm going to read that. This verse was part of a prayer by Moses when he was reflecting on just how short life was and the need for divine instruction. It encourages us to be mindful of the limited time that we have here on earth and seek wisdom through God in using our days wisely. We just talked about that, Paul. And embracing this perspective, it can lead to allow us to live more intentionally and aligned with God's purpose for us. If you have questions, I'm not a Bible scholar. Paul's not a Bible scholar, but we do have very strong faith and we're learning every day. Reach out to us.
We'll never pretend to be Bible scholars. I do have a very close friend, Pastor Phil, if you're listening. I'm not afraid to ask any questions if I can't answer them. And it's one of those things, too, as we go through this, it really will help us deepen our faith and understanding of everything, too. The questions, because we're not okay with not knowing either. It's something that if you brought us a question, we didn't know it, we would find a way or find someone to help explain it and answer it. And then it would only add to our knowledge as well. Our call to action for you guys today is tell your wife that you love her, or if you're a wife, tell your husband that you love him. Pray with your kids. Forgive the person who wronged you before the bitterness calcifies. Surrender what you've been avoiding and say yes to God. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present.
And the final word I'd say would just be, bad things don't need to shake you. It's your foundation. If it's strong, it's going to be enough. You don't need to predict the storm. You don't need to prepare your soul. Life is short, but eternity is really long. So maybe a little inconvenience while you're on earth, it's so worth it. And the moments that matter are right in front of you guys. Don't miss them.
Too often, I think we do, man, and it's for the wrong reasons too. So that's a great reminder for all of us. The reflection prompts we have for you today. If today was your last full day alive, depending on what time you listen to this, it could be nighttime, so hopefully that's not the case, right? What would you regret not saying? Who would you reach out to? And what would you want your family to remember about you? Kind of like the last episode where I talked about one day your kids will figure you out, one day your family will have a story about you. How do you want that story to go? So take all that and go out and live today the best way you can.
Today was short, but I think very impactful and a lot to think about. I hope this brought some challenges to you, something to think about, and please don't forget to give us feedback. But we're grateful for each and every one of you. And Paul and I are learning, so hopefully we're getting a little better each time. We're switching things up as we grow. We're paying attention to what people have to say, doing the best we can.
We'll just keep showing up. We'll keep growing, keep getting better. And we encourage you to do the same. Keep showing up and keep growing. Go tell your loved ones that you love them. Go hug and kiss on your kids and be there for the people in your lives, because you just truly never know.
Appreciate y'all. Be blessed.
See you guys.